Hello viewers, this is here Michael from Screw You Reviews, bringing you my 402 podcast. This is my 402 podcast. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, and very well in case you don't understand me. So basically, just to let you know, I'm going to do my best to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, and very well in case you don't understand me during this audio podcast. During this audio podcast recording. And also, I try to do my best not to breathe so hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast will contain certain adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain certain adult language. So anyway, with that and everything else I say, let's get into the topic. I'm sorry, blah blah. A little tongue tie. Well, we usually be like, sorry, a little tongue tied tonight. I'm a little tongue tied tonight. Anyway, well, we usually be like Kyoryuger. So basically, everybody's, as you know, the next Sentai after Little Winter and versus Captain Winter, it's gonna be Kenshin Ryu Sentai Ryusouger. So basically, it's gonna be a lot of people expected it's gonna be a lot of people expected that Ryusouger is gonna be a dragon thing, but turns out it's just another dinosaur thing. So basically, this is the fourth time that Super Sentai has done this is the fourth time that Super Sentai has done a dinosaur thing. So anyway, so basically, a lot of people thought this was going to be a dragon thing because of the word Ryu, meaning dragon. But a lot of people got disappointed that it's not that Ryusouger is not going to be about Ryusouger is not going to be about dragons. It's going to be about fucking dinosaurs. But anyway, getting that out of the way so basically, now that's out of the way, let me get to my point. A lot of people notice that, that Ryusouger kind of resembling Kyoryuger. Now, Kyoryuger was another dinosaur thing with a third Super Sentai dinosaur thing Sentai series that came out before. Like blah blah blah. Anyway, a lot of people. So basically, my point is, a lot of people notice that Ryusouger is kind of similar to Kyoryuger. So basically, a lot of people are wondering where Ryusouger be like Kyoryuger. So basically, everybody notice that the Five Rangers kind of resembles the same lineup from Kyoryuger. So basically, in Kyoryuger, we had a red ranger, black ranger, blue ranger, and a pink ranger, and a green ranger. So basically, in Ryusouger, we have a red ranger, a black ranger, green ranger, blue ranger, and a pink ranger. So basically, a lot of people also, if you look at the Ranger's side weapons, the sword, it kind of looks like the gobble character from Kyoryuger. So basically, when you see the Ryu sword, if you see the Ryu sword, that's the main side weapon of the Ryusouger. It kind of looks like the gobble Excalibur. So basically, it looks like the start from Kyoryuger. Also, if you notice the special arm parts on the five main users. So basically, kind of look to it kind of it's like it kind of looks at the same armor props that you see with the accusers when they summon their weapons. So basically, accusers every time that that the accusers summon their main weapons, yes, the individual weapons, there's these armor parts, these armor plates that appear on their right shoulder and arms. So basically, if you look at the users, we see armor parts, we see armor on special armor on their right arms and shoulders when they summon their individual power ups and shit like that. So basically, a lot of things are pretty much a lot of people think this is gonna be that Ryusouger is gonna be exact carbon copy of Kyoryuger, but maybe a lot of people think that think it won't be just like that the reason won't be just like Kyoryuger was. So basically, if you look at the fucking Ryu shows, it looks like the beast batteries from Kyoryuger. So basically, in Kyoryuger, we see the beast batteries had different powers. Also, gave the Kyoryuger access to the Zords and Megazord. So basically, the Wheel Soul from Ryusouger is basically the fucking same thing. So basically, the Wheel Soul's going to give the Ryusouger, the ability to more access to their fucking weapons and the Megazords and Zords. So basically, the beast batteries from Kyoryuger are just the same as the Wheel Soul from Ryusouger. So basically, a lot of people are assuming that it's most likely the morphers are gonna be half a jingle. So basically, a lot of people think that a lot of people believe that since Ryusouger is gonna be just like Kyoryuger, they might have a jingle with the morphers, and they might do a dance once they transform. Now, I'm hoping that, don't get me wrong here, I'm hoping that, I'm hoping that that they won't. Hoping that the Ryusouger won't do a dance before they transform. That's I did not mind it in Kyoryuger, but I'm hoping that they don't really stick to the whole dancing for transformation thing. I didn't mind that in Kyoryuger, but in Ryusouger, no. I hope that the Ryusougers don't do any dance before they transform into their ranger form. So basically, I'm hoping that they don't do that. But a lot of people expect. But a lot of people expecting that it's most likely that the ranger count of the might go up to 10 or maybe 12 in Ryusouger. So basically, a lot of people since Kyoryuger did very well with the ranger count. So basically, a lot of people. So basically, it's hard ever since Kyoryuger. Ever since Kyoryuger, a lot of people, it's hard to top Kyoryuger. So basically, a lot of people expect from Ryusouger, it's probably gonna be more. So a lot of people think, it's gonna be more than five Ryusouger. So basically, everybody probably towards the end, we might get more than 6 Ryusougers in the Sentai. So basically, we might get more than 6 Ryusougers during the Sentai. So basically, a lot of people saying that, it's gonna probably the ranger count for Ryusougers is probably gonna be 6 or more. So basically, we might see 6 or more Ryusouger in that Sentai. So anyway, also the Zords are pretty much the same as the Kyoryuger Zord. So basically, like, we see just like in Kyoryuger, the Ryusouger Red Ranger to Zord is a T-Rex that turns into a robot. So basically, from the pictures, we see the other 4 main Ranger Zords become special arm attachments to the Red Ranger Zord and Ryusouger. So basically, it's just like in Kyoryuger, pretty much the Zords are pretty much similar. So basically, the Kyoryuger Zords are basically similar to the Ryusouger from the Ryusouger. So basically, the Ryusouger Zords are pretty much similar to the Kyoryuger and to the Ranger Zord. So basically, there's a lot of fucking similar. Even the fucking storyline is pretty much the same thing as Kyoryuger. So basically, it's basically the storyline from Kyoryuger is basically being used in Ryusouger. So basically, the Ryusouger storyline is basically the same storyline that they're fucking using from Kyoryuger. So basically, there are a lot of things going on. So basically, a lot of people are ignoring the fact that, that Ryusouger will be just another common copy as Kyoryuger is. So basically, but a lot of people are hoping hoping that they won't do the same things that they did in Kyoryuger. So basically, one thing that people hate about Kyoryuger is there was no Yellow Ranger. So basically, in that dinosaur Sentai Kyoryuger, there was no Yellow Ranger. So basically, a lot of people are hoping that there will be a Yellow Ranger and Ryusouger. So basically, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a Yellow Ranger and Ryusouger. So basically, my prediction is what I think is going to happen in Ryusouger is I'm hoping that it will be a Yellow Ranger. I'm most certain that it might be a Gold or a Silver Ranger. Maybe they might do a Gold or a Silver Ranger as the Special Ranger or as the Sixth Ranger. So basically, most likely they might do a Gold or a Silver Ranger as the Special Sixth Ranger in Ryusouger. It's most likely it's gonna be a fucking. It's most likely it's gonna be a fucking Brachiosaurus Zord and a fucking Pterodactyl in Ryusouger. It's most likely it's gonna happen. So basically, it's most likely it's gonna be a Pterodactyl shows up and a Brachiosaurus shows up in Ryusouger. So basically, that's always been the common thing in all these dinosaur Sentai. Usually it's always a pterodactyl. They always have to have a pterodactyl and a fucking Brachiosaurus Zord. Each in the past dinosaur. In each of the past the dinosaur King Sentai, there's always a pterodactyl and a fucking Brachiosaurus each from each dinosaur King. Sorry, I know tongue-tied, so basically, it's most likely it's gonna be a pterodactyl Zord and a Brachiosaurus Zord in real Sentai. Also, I think most likely I bet you that it's gonna be a team up, for dinosaur Sentai King. So basically, most likely we might get a team up where every dinosaur is being Sentai, being there are only three. So basically, most likely we might see we might see the Ryusouger team up with the Kyoryugers, with the Alpha Rangers, or maybe with some of the Zoo Rangers. So basically, most likely, I bet you it's going to be a team up. So basically, we might see one of the Kyoryugers. We might see the Ryusouger team up, but some of the Kyoryugers, the Alpha Rangers, and most likely the Zoo Rangers as well. So basically, it's gonna be a big ass team up. I guaranteed. I think it's most likely they're gonna do a special team up where all the past dinosaur Sentai teams working together with the current dinosaur Sentai team. So most likely it's gonna be a big ass team up with all the past dinosaur, the past and current dinosaur Super Sentai teams. But a lot of people wondering why would they do dinosaurs? Why would Toei do dinosaurs again? Now a lot of people say a lot of people say that because the way how Lifting Ranger, how the Lifting Ranger toy line, the Lifting Ranger class Pack Ranger toy line has not done well. So basically, the reason why they are doing another dinosaur thing is clearly obvious because of the way how Pack the Ranger versus Lifting Ranger is done in the tournament. Even though it turns out that the Pack Ranger versus Lifting Ranger tournament has not done very well. Also, when we start to get also that Pack Rangers versus List Rangers haven't really getting really done well in the ratings. So basically, a lot of people, the main reason why I think Toei is doing a fourth dinosaur thing is because dinosaurs Super Sentai didn't sell very well. So basically, last year they did Kyoryuger at the Ghostbusters because the Ghostbusters had the toy line did very well for Ghostbusters, and the TV show and the ratings from the TV show did well. So basically, that's why they did Kyoryuger at the Ghostbusters because that dinosaur Super Sentai team toy sells very well. So basically, the main reason why they're doing a fourth dinosaur Super Sentai team because of toy sales and basically in TV ratings. So basically, Kyoryuger done very well after Goldbuster and Kyoryuger did very well in toy sales. So basically, because of the ratings and toy sales of Lifting Rangers versus Pack Rangers, so basically that's why they're doing a fourth dinosaur thing to increase toy sales and ratings for this next Super Sentai series. So basically, this is why I'm thinking that this is my opinion why it's gonna be like Kyoryuger, and the reason why Toei is doing another dinosaur thing because of the bad choices and the ratings of Lifting Rangers versus Pack Rangers. So basically, that's the reason why I think that Toei is doing a fourth dinosaur thing for the next Sentai. But honestly, we just have to wait and see how the So basically, we just have to wait and see how Ryusouger, really, how Ryusouger, we just have to really wait and see how Ryusouger will turn out. So basically, this is just my opinion, blah blah blah. We just have to wait and see how we do when Ryusouger comes out and see how the series is going to be, the tone of the series and whatnot. So basically, this is just my opinion why they're doing that why Kyoryuger's doing that fourth dinosaur thing. So basically, also my opinion that there are too many similarities from Kyoryuger and to Ryusouger. So basically, there are a lot of fucking similarities from Kyoryuger into Ryusouger. So basically, I'm hoping that it won't be an exact copy. I'm hoping that even though it is it's copy stuff from Kyoryuger, but I'm hoping it won't be an exact copy of. I'm hoping that Ryusouger won't be an exact copy of Kyoryuger was. So basically, I'm hoping that's why I'm really hoping that it won't be an exact copy of Kyoryuger and Ryusouger. So basically, that's what I'm really hoping for. But like I said, we just have to wait and see how the Ryusouger series. We just have to wait for the Ryusouger wait and see how the Ryusouger series carry itself. So basically, that's what I'm really hoping for. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that Ryusouger is going to be just like Kyoryuger was? Just like Kyoryuger was? Please let me know in the comments below. This podcast. Anyway, like always, this is Sincere Michael signing off. One.